What is the craziest, most insane-looking plane that you know? Probably still not as crazy as this one. One day in 1968, the US spy satellite operators looked at the Caspian Sea and were like, "The hell is that?" Looked like an enormously sized plane, but with strangely short wings and 8 engines? Whatever angle they tried looking from, the thing just didn't make a lick of sense. Little did they know, they've accidentally stumbled upon an engineering gem. The key to the mystery was something called ground effect, a physical phenomenon where a very low-flying aircraft is supported by the compressed air under it, somewhat similar to a hovercraft. This effect can actually be a major pain in the ass for planes trying to land, sometimes even leading to accidents. For that reason, most have considered ground effect to be an annoyance. But you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. One man, the Soviet engineer Rostislav Alexeyev, saw an opportunity and tried to design a vehicle based entirely on the ground effect, which he called an Ekranoplan. Early prototypes demonstrated that such vehicles were indeed possible and, in fact, provided a number of very tangible benefits compared to classic ship models.
Huh?
Yes, ships. The thing the satellites found was not a plane, but rather something of a flying ship. Well, technically kind of both. The monstrosity discovered by the US and dubbed the Caspian Monster was actually the KM, the largest prototype to date and the largest aircraft in the world at the time. That was before the An-225. Rest in peace, big boy. Now, while the Caspian Monster itself was lost in 1980 during an exercise, it already gave way to a newer generation, the Lun-class Ekranoplan. Unlike the Caspian Monster, which for all means and purposes was a strictly test vehicle, the Lun-class was a proper ground effect warship equipped with several missile batteries. One benefit of a ground effect warship was that it could carry 50% more payload while using only half of the fuel compared to normal ships. But the most astonishing difference was the speed. Modern top-of-the-line warships have speeds typically within 40 to 60 knots, and that is already considered to be quite fast. Now, the Lun Ekranoplan had operating speeds of around 300 knots. That's like trying to outrun a motorcycle in a wheelchair. The implications of such warships would be, to put it lightly, concerning for anyone on the receiving end. And yet, you won't find any Ekranoplans in active service today. We seem to still be relying on slow-ass old warships. What happened? Problem is, ground effect vehicles require a very even surface to be useful. When the sea is calm, the Ekranoplan flies just fine, showing you all those amazing results in speed and lift and everything. But the moment the sea starts waving up even a little bit, it immediately makes the ground effect and the lift unstable. An Ekranoplan, still being a ship, can of course just land on water and stay there for a while until the sea calms down, but such unreliable, unpredictable performance isn't exactly something you want to rely on in case of an actual naval conflict. And landing on water is a good case. A pilot error in the split second can cause the vehicle instead to go above the ground effect area, quickly stalling and crashing, like what happened to the Caspian Monster in 1980. With all that in mind, the Soviets decided to not pursue Ekranoplans any further. The last Ekranoplans, the small Transport A90 models, went out of service in 1993. Since then, many countries have been experimenting, and still do, on Ekranoplans for rescue operations or small-scale passenger services. But so far, none of them seem feasible enough for mass production. So that's the story of the weirdest ship. Plane? Both. Point is, it looks cool and I like it. I don't care if it's efficient, I just want the cool thing. What's that? Want to hear about more cool things? I have the channel just for that. Looky here. It's pretty cool. Almost as cool as you when you subscribe. Yeah.